Hello everyone, welcome back to week 5 of the NHL season, and we've now passed the 1 month mark. Can't believe we've been doing this for over a month now. But I feel a lot of you guys will be happy with the script that came up for this week. Howdy scriptwriter, how are we doing this week? Oh hey Edmonton. Well, unfortunately I have you starting out this week blowing another late lead and losing to the St. Louis Blues. Regulation to help them snap their 7-game losing streak. What? We win? It's a miracle! Hold on, St. Louis. We'll touch on your script in a minute, but back to Edmonton. How do we lose to St. Louis? You know what, scriptwriter? I'm tired of losing all of these close games and losing in heartbreaking fashion. Just no more losing close games, please. Just to be clear, you don't want to blow a late lead and lose close? That's right, partner. Alright, you have 1 point this week. You lose all 3 of your games, and because you don't want to blow late leads and lose close games, you're going to lose 9-1 to the Cali Avalanche. I think there's a very unlikely chance you're going to blow a lead there. Excuse me? You're joking, right? Okay, next up, Florida. Figure out the Atlantic yet? Nope. And you lose 2 of your 3 games this week. You're back down to 500. You lose to the San Jose Sharks, and you're second last in the Atlantic Division. And probably shouldn't have asked that, but check will be back in about a month. We'll see. Month 3 all. We still winning the division after this week? Absolutely. Wouldn't think of having it any other way. However, you do only go 1-0-2 this week. What? Hey, you still have a point streak going. You're still top of the Atlantic. Caulfield has 12 goals. I mean, not all teams are perfect, right? I guess. But next week I expect near perfection. I'll see what I can do. In Ottawa, you go 2-0-1 this week. You have a point in 9 of your last 10 games. Amadio scored 3 goals in your 3 games this week. And you're back up to a top 3 spot in the Atlantic Division. Thanks, scriptwriter. I told you, Habs, as soon as Tkachuk comes back, we're coming for that Atlantic crown. In your dreams. Okay, Jersey, you win both your games this week in added time against top Eastern Conference opponents and remain the only team in the NHL who has yet to lose at home, and you're also tied for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. Thanks, scriptwriter. I knew this team was destined for big things this year, but you're still gonna do the thing with the New York Rangers? I was already planning on it. Make NYR do what? Well, Rangers, you're going 1-2-0 this week. That doesn't sound so bad. Both your losses are at home. You get shut out in both of those games. It is early November and you are the first team in NHL history to have won 7 road games before you win a singular home game, and you've now been shut out in 5 of your first 7 games at home. Oh, that's bad. It gets worse. How could it possibly get worse? Kreider and Trouba have combined for 6 home goals with the Anaheim Ducks in the Anaheim Ducks building. The exact same amount that your entire team has over your first 7 games of home ice action. I'm deeply regretting those moves right now. I'm sure he's joking, just like he is with our game. Scriptwriter, hey Islanders, I already came prepared. Schaefer's getting 1 assist, he's a +1, and he's leading all of your team in ice time with over 23 minutes average time on ice. And you have a record of 1-1-1 this week, but honestly you should be lucky that Schaefer's just healthy at this point. Why? Because Zadorov is gonna cross-check his sorry butt multiple times. Yeah, that. What? Why, if you mess with Schaefer, you're gonna have more than a black guy to go home with. Why, I ought to throw you. Isles, take a deep breath. I know how much Schaefer means to you. But Boston beat us this week too. Come on, let's see if we can work out a way to stop the Bruins together. Fine, but this isn't over. By the way, Boston, you win all 3 of your games this week, extending your winning streak to 6. Geekies has some unreal goal streak this beginning of the season, and you're now 3 games above 500. Well, that's a breath of fresh air, but didn't we have a 3-game win and 6-game losing streak earlier in the year? Yep. When we lose our next game, we're gonna lose like 10 straight, aren't we? Most likely. And here are a couple of other things I want to mention for this week. Connor Bedard is now 2nd in the NHL in points with a whole bunch. And the Hawks go 3-0 this week and are in a playoff spot. The Utah Mammoth has an awful run with Eastern Canada, losing all 3 games on their road trip. Same thing with Winnipeg and the teams in California. Mayday, mayday, we're losing altitude. On top of that, Minnesota go 3-1, and they are now 500 on the season, while the Calgary Flames are going to get closer to having the best odds flying Gavin McKenna by losing 2 of their 3 games this week. Yes! Hey scriptwriter, you never did say how good we do this week. I completely forgot. So you're going to start the week with 2 wins out of your first 3 games, but I must ask, do you remember last year's round 1 game 7? I bet I guess, but why would you? No. Yep. You were up 3-2 against the Seattle Kraken late in the third period. No. Then give up a game-tying goal with less than 2 seconds on the clock. No. And lose an OT to the Seattle Kraken in a game you probably should have won. No, the nightmares just stopped recently from that game. You're gonna start them again. Why would you do that, scriptwriter? I haven't forgiven you for giving me that lollipop last week. I'm sure he's kidding St. Louis. He just likes to get around. So we win? Yeah, I'm giving you a 2-2 record this week. But you are getting relatively healthy besides the injury to Joey Daccord. And on top of that, you do go toe-to-toe with Dallas before you do wind up eventually losing to them. And I'll take it. This week could have gone worse. And lastly, Los Angeles. We have a good week. Right, scriptwriter? Yep, I'm giving you a 2-1 record this week. Great, and where does that put us in the Pacific Division? Fourth. Fourth? We are easily the second or third best team in this division. Besides Vegas and Edmonton, who the heck else is ahead of us? Actually, Edmonton is behind you. You're actually ahead of Edmonton. What? But then who is? We are. Did you forget about us? What? No. I got rid of you guys. You're supposed to be in the basement of the league for years to come. And you had your chance without us. But you ran into Edmonton over and over and over again. Scriptwriter, tell LA how we do this week. San Jose pops off this week. They won all 3 games they played, including that win against Florida I mentioned earlier. Celebrini from Thursday to Saturday is either tied or the league leader in points. And the Sharks are now back above 500. No. Well, the Ducks won all 4 of their games this week, including victories over Florida, Dallas, and Vegas. Oche at 1 point is the NHL's goal leader. Carlson is on a 10-game point streak and is tied for second in the entire NHL in points. And the Ducks now have a 5-point advantage for top spot in the Pacific Division. No! We are the best team in California and have been for a while. Not anymore. I said change was coming, and that includes the hierarchy of the California teams. Told you, Los Angeles. And while I'm still not 100% sure how good the Sharks are going to be this year, Anaheim is by far ready to start challenging you guys for the best team in California title. We're coming for the best team in California, Los Angeles. No, we're supposed to be the only good team in California. The last thing needs to be competing with these two for the playoff spots. I'm sure he's joking. He jokes a lot. I'm not joking, and I'm not joking about your game either. You are losing to Colorado 9-1 to tie your worst record ever in a home ice loss in your franchise's history. And you're sending Colorado to their 9th win of the year. What? All I really wanted was a better start this year. We were supposed to be the best team in California for years. What do we do to deserve this crappy start? Well, looks like my work here is done. See you guys all next week. Wonder who we're playing next week. Uh-oh.